Hi friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Tanya, I'm a crochet designer and today we are going to test a pattern together. I usually don't test patterns a lot, but this year it's already the third test I'm making. It's just because I love the plushes that I apply for test. Why I don't test usually? Because I'm making patterns, I'm not selling plushes. So when I make pattern test, later this plushie will stay with me. I'm not going to sell it usually. So I'm not doing this often. But for this design, I just couldn't pass by. I'm totally in love with this pattern. It's by Ines Coty Loops. I've tested for her previously. I made her anemone burst. I will insert a photo here. It's a very cute and cool pattern. So when I saw this pattern and I saw that Ines is looking for testers, I had to apply, even though I didn't have time at all, but I had to find time for her because just look at this beauty. And fun fact, Ines is a marine biologist, so she actually knows how all these creatures are constructed in real life. So she makes patterns look like real creatures. So she made this turtle look like real one, and she also inserts a lot of cool information to her pattern, telling about these creatures and how all of these parts are actually called. So the turtle doesn't have a belly, the belly is inside. It's very cool and interesting pattern to work on. So I decided that we can do it together. I will take you along the process, I will show you how it goes and share with you my thoughts. Initially, I wanted to make her in super bulky chenille yarn as it's indicated in the pattern, but later someone in chat offered to make a big Matilda, like giant, and I thought maybe I should do it because I have size 7 yarn, and we decided that I will go with these colors. They are gorgeous together. This beige will be the main color and this will be the secondary color for shell and some details. I'll be working with a 7mm hook. Yeah, and for flippers, I guess I will need to use 8. The pattern starts with the shell, so let's get started. I just finished doing all the parts of the shell and there are a lot of them, like a lot different parts. Here all of them. As you can see, there are different markers and I definitely underestimated the amount of markers I need and the colors, because you need to have different colors for each piece of shell, because later when you connect them together, yeah, this pattern is no sew. All of these parts are just crocheted together. You don't need to sew anything, and it's easier to assemble when you have different colors. I think it's a genius idea. Thank you, Ines. So she just writes later that you need to connect like blue to pink, and there are all kind of schemes. I just received such pleasure working on this pattern. It's constructed so well and it's written so beautifully. All the designs, all of the schemes, the way she explains how to do everything is just ideal pattern for me. And as you can see, I used pieces of yarn because I didn't have so many markers and in the same color. So I just used pieces of cotton yarn, as you can see. I have a bunch of cotton yarn, so it wasn't a problem. But it was quite challenging to cut all of these pieces and attach. It took quite a lot of time. So keep this in mind if you're going to work on this pattern. If you have markers, it's good. If you don't have so many markers, you can just use your scrap yarn or just small pieces of cotton yarn and don't spend money on markers that you don't need to use later. I'm excited to connect them all together. I'll show how it should be constructed and we will attach them. So this is how the shell should be constructed. I need to attach now all of these parts together and I'll show how it looks like. I just made a hat and it looks so cute. Just look at this. It will be quite big, as you can see. And now I think, what color for the eyes should I choose? Should it be the color of the spots, like blue or maybe green? Let's see what I have. I think maybe this stone washed blue color will look good because it's kind of denim color. What do you think? I think they look cool together, but I have different colors. I have also brown and green. Let's check them too. And this also looks good. Yeah. Where is my brown? Here it is. No, this is not good. Maybe just plain. No. I think I need to choose between these two because they both look quite good. What do you think? Is it in focus? So which color will be better? What do you think? Let me know. Matilda is actually a mom. There are two options of the belly. You can make just a regular belly and you can make a belly that will hold a tiny turtle. Ines has a pattern for mini, like small turtle, Toby. I have this pattern for a really long time, but I didn't have time to make it. And I thought, yeah, it's a good time to make this turtle, but I had an idea. I have thin chenille yarn, and if I do one more Matilda in thin chenille yarn, she will be actually small enough to fit in the big Matilda. So I just made a head. Where is it? I used these beautiful colors, beige and green, and she's so tiny. Like, look at the comparison. I think she will fit great there, and I think it should look very cute because Toby is very cute, but he's simple, and Matilda inside Matilda, yeah, it sounds weird. So small turtle will be inside Matilda. I think it will be very, very cool. And as I chose these two colors, and here you can see it's green, I thought maybe green eyes will look good here, and they will be like corresponding. And if we do green eyes or blue, oops, I don't know. I think I will go with green. I finished the shell and fins. I need to assemble all of this together, but let me show the shell. It's so gorgeous from the outside. From the inside there is, as Ines says, yarn spaghetti. Yeah, but all of this will be covered and no one will ever know except of you that there are a lot of yarn at its side. So now I'll need to add fins, head, tail, and then we will attach the belly and it will be ready. Also, here are the fins. These are the back fins. They're smaller. And front, hind and front. Yeah, hind fins and front fins. They're a little bigger. They look so tasty. Like food. Let's attach them to the shell. I attached the head, fins and the tail. And she's so cute. I can already hug her. Look at her. Ah, a little baby turtle. Can't wait to finish her. So I need only to make belly and the eyes. Actually, I already crocheted the eyes, but I want to finish till I close the belly to stuff her and then make the eyes. I decided to make them in green because my small baby turtle will be in green, so they go good together. Here are the eyes. I think they are gorgeous. Where is the second eye? It just fell down. So here are the eyes. They are very beautiful. And I think green actually suits her. It has a good contrast with this main khaki beige color and blue. I think it's good. So I only need to make the belly and she will be ready. And while I make the belly, it's pretty easy to make. There are just regular stitches around. I thought that we may chat a little bit about testing in general, because I received some messages asking like, what do you think, what should I do to be picked as a tester, or what is a tester call at all, why do you need it, why do you need to test patterns, why do you need to participate in testing? And I decided that we can discuss all of these questions. So what is a pattern test and why do designers need to test their patterns? We are all people and we can't do the patterns without mistakes, typos. It's not possible to test your own pattern because you know your pattern and you see all of those lines a bunch of times. It's not possible to notice all of the typos, grammar mistakes, count mistakes. So we need people who will just read through the pattern, make the pattern and see how it goes. Moreover, we need to check if the pattern is comprehensible, if there are enough pictures, enough videos, if there are some videos. So we need this pattern to be tested by other people to see if it's okay and if it's ready to be sold or to be posted as free, so that other people don't have problems. Sometimes even when I have 20 testers, even in this case, there are still some mistakes left because we are all people, we are not robots, and it's not possible to notice everything. And sometimes when the pattern is released, I receive some messages from my customers saying that I'm sorry, there is a typo or number of the picture doesn't correspond to the text. So it's good to have a lot of testers, and even in this case, you are not guaranteed to have like 100% ideal pattern. Also, I think that all patterns should be tested. Doesn't matter is it a free pattern or are you going to sell it. All patterns should be tested and by other people, not by you, because you just won't see your own mistakes. Sometimes I do see my mistakes, but usually most of the mistakes are not just noticeable. You just can't see them. And next I wanted to talk about why do you need to apply for a test. We all have different reasons. I'm a designer. I don't need actually the pattern of a plushie because I don't sell the final products. I just want to see how it's constructed. I like to see patterns of different designers. I love to see how they design their patterns, how the pattern itself is constructed, how the plushie is constructed, because we always learn and it's a good practice to test other designers' patterns. Also, pattern testing may be a very good promotion if you are just starting. So if you are just started crocheting maybe a few months and you already feel that you are confident in crocheting and you want to promote your page, you may apply for testing. And usually designers, I for example, and the designers I know, they share the works of their testers, and I include also the picture and nickname in my patterns. So if other people will be interested in your work, if you make beautiful things, and if people are interested, they will go check your page and maybe follow you. And you will also receive a new experience, maybe learn some new techniques, because all patterns are different and some patterns teach you new technique that you just didn't know before, like some interesting color changes, fastening off with a straight edge, or different things that you might have never used before. So it's a very good experience, and it's good to test patterns because you receive a pattern that will be later paid for free. And you also can get to know a lot of cool people, because usually patterns are made in groups. So a designer creates a chat where you can chat together, and I have met so many cool crochet friends in these chats, so I don't regret any test I have ever done. Yes, it's very time consuming. That's why you should only apply for patterns for test only if you like the final plushie. Do not apply just to receive a pattern. Please do not do this. Apply only if you really love the plushie and if you are ready to really test the pattern. Because testing the pattern doesn't mean that you only crochet the plushie and take a picture and that's all. Sometimes people even don't bother to take a picture. They just tell me, okay, I just crocheted your plushie, everything is okay. You need to check the pattern, to check the grammar, to check the spelling, and leave your feedback how the pattern is written. Maybe some parts are not comprehensible. Maybe you can offer a different wording to improve the pattern. And usually designers ask what they want from the testers, because there are some designers that don't want any propositions. But I think that it's good that people who will be using your pattern tell you maybe you are not wording some places very good. It's not good to explain how to attach some parts or how to make some details. It's better to tell more than not to tell it. So if I have some comments, I always let know that I would here write differently and here I would word differently. It's not like you should do this. I propose to the designer, and if she considers that it's a good proposition, they will use it. If no, then no. But me as a tester, I consider I need to give all of my feedback, all of my review of the pattern, and later it's their decision what to change. And also as a designer, if you are making a tester call, it's good to write down what do you want from your testers, because sometimes people just don't know that also need to check your grammar or spelling, or so it's better to write all your requirements, everything you want from the tester. Okay, while we were chatting, I made a mistake. Well, I'll go and crochet the belly because I need to finish it today. And if you have any questions about testing, let me know. Maybe we will chat a little bit more about it in my next videos. So I'll go finish her and show you the final result. I finished her, guys. She's so big and huggable and gorgeous. I'm totally in love. But before I show you her, I need to tell you about the eyes. So I chose the green color. I crocheted the eyes, but they were too small because I used chunky yarn. I used blanket size 7 yarn, and in the pattern the size of the eyes that I used, 3mm hook and cotton yarn, it was intended for the chenille size Matilda. So as my Matilda is bigger, the eyes were too small. I didn't like it, and I didn't know what yarn should I use to match this size. Maybe just chenille, but I didn't want to use chenille yarn for eyes, so I decided to just combine 2 threads of the yarn that I wanted, blue and green, and they turned out just gorgeous. And the size is super. I used 3.5mm hook, but it was quite small. It was a little bit difficult to crochet with this hook. Maybe I should have used 4mm hook, because for the main body and for blanket yarn I used 7 and 8 for front flippers, because they needed to be done with bigger hook. So are you ready to see her? Here is my beauty. I'm so in love with her. She is so gorgeous. And the mama belly. So here, as you remember, I wanted to make tiny Matilda with thin chenille yarn, and I made her. Here is my baby Matilda. Isn't she the cutest thing ever? Her eyes are made with embroidery thread. I guess I crocheted in 1 or 2 threads. I don't remember. I used 0.5mm hook, and they are very beautiful. Yeah, I used 2 threads because I also combined green and blue here. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but she is so gorgeous and cute. So let's see how she is going into the belly of her mommy. Yeah, she fits perfectly. Let me stick her this way. Yeah, she fits there just perfectly. Little baby Matilda. But that's not all. I decided that my baby Matilda one day will also become a mom, and she also has a baby. Let me just put him inside and show you. Here's her baby Toby. He's so small and cute. So initially the designer Inish, yeah, I was pronouncing her name wrong all this time. Her name is pronounced right like Inish because she's Portuguese, and it's pronounced this way. So she designed this Matilda pattern as a mommy, so that you can also use her second pattern for Toby and put him inside if you use the same yarn. And as I used thinner yarn for her baby, I decided that I can also make a Toby in this thin yarn, and he fits perfectly. So I have baby in a mommy. Yeah, it sounds a little bit strange, but I couldn't resist myself, and they are also cute. I embroidered his eyes. Focus, please. My camera doesn't want to focus. He's so small. Yeah, he's tiny. For the size comparison, yeah, here are my turtles. It's the most beautiful and gorgeous pattern I have ever done, and I definitely recommend to get it. If you love turtles, if you love sea creatures and marine stuff, you will definitely love this pattern and the final result. Because just look at her. Just look at her little face and cheeks and these eyes. They're very easy to make. Don't be intimidated by the eyes. You actually need to sew them on. So the base of the body, the whole body of Matilda is no sew. You don't need to sew anything. This all is crocheted in together. Only the eyes are sewn in. But Ines shows you like millimeters where you need to insert your needle, where you need to sew the eyes, like exact stitches to count from this point, go down like 4, from these go 4, insert your hook here, insert your needle here. It's super easy, and you can make the exact turtle looking like hers or like mine. It's super easy to make. I definitely recommend you try this pattern. And also, as with blanket yarn, when you make 6 or 5 single crochet in a magic ring, you can receive a little bit this kind of shape, if you can see it. And as Ines made her turtle in chenille yarn, she didn't know that in blanket yarn it would look this way. So she made a mode and update for blanket yarn, and it was already tested. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to test it too, but everyone who tested it, their shell was more like chenille version, because mine is also flat, but here you can see that these parts are a little bit like doomed. Yeah, so in her mode she changed it, and you also get this mode if you purchase the pattern. I hope you enjoyed this video, because I really enjoyed making it for you. Let me know if you want more of this kind of videos. I don't test patterns like a lot. I think I talked about it already. But if you like this type of videos, maybe in the future I'll also test some interesting patterns and record the whole process for you. So thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye!